Breaking news and continuing coverage from the Fox News deck. Jen Psaki from the State Department is live with us on the news deck this afternoon. We've been talking about this coalition we've put together. Under what authority is the United States and the coalition partners acting in Syria?
Well, there's a couple authorities. One, you want to talk about domestic legal authority and international legal authority.
Yeah,
domestically,
how is this legal?
Well, a couple ways. One, domestically, it's under the AUMF of 2002, which allowed us to go after terrorist targets linked to Al-Qaeda.
That was a Bush document that said if it's Al-Qaeda, we can go.
Yes,
but this is ISIS.
Well, to be clear, they were linked. They have been linked. They have a long history with Al-Qaeda.
We used to call them the JV, though.
Well, they have a long history with Al-Qaeda. We think the American people, and certainly legally, we have looked into it, and we are confident.
What about internationally?
Internationally, this is about the self-defense of Iraq, and the Iraqis, no question,
are threatened. Iraq. What about Syria?
Well, let me explain. They're threatened by the safe havens in Syria, by the growth of this terrorist cell. They've asked us to come in and help them. We are defending them, and that's the legal authority that our lawyers.
You're working under the Cheney document.
Certainly not. We work under international law. We work under domestic law.
Sounds Cheney document
to
me.
We always abide by the law, SHEP.
But see, the French and the British aren't so sure. Because here's the thing. The law is if you've been attacked, you absolutely go after it. If you believe an attack is imminent, then you can sort of preemptively. It was only Cheney who said you can just go kill people because you're afraid they might kill us. And it looks like, to a lot of international observers, that's what we're doing. I'm not suggesting this. I'm telling you that's what it looks like to a lot of international observers who think what we're doing might actually be illegal.
Well, to be clear, this is a threat. I don't think anyone would question the threat.
Yeah, but it has to be imminent. It has to be imminent. Because there are a lot of... Wait, we're not Iraq.
We're acting in the self-defense of Iraq. They want us to help them. They've asked us to come in and help them. There's a letter that has been sent to the United Nations that is explaining the legal aspect of this. And there's no question we're going to act with legal authority, but the president is also going to defend the national interests of the United States.
It's squishy. And we all know
I would disagree with you with all due respect.
And the 2002 document from the Bush administration may not be constitutional. It's never had to stand up. It's never had to stand a constitutional challenge. And our own judge, Andrew Napolitano, has said from the very beginning he doesn't think it's constitutional. What he says doesn't really matter, except that he does pay attention to this sort of thing. And I'm not sure that it would stand constitutional muster, and I'm not sure anyone is sure about it.
Well, some of the most talented lawyers in the United States government have determined that that is constitutional and that it is the backup for our authorization.
But you understand why it is that people question it, because there's this whole, if they've attacked us, we can go get them. If we know they're about to attack us, we can stop them from attacking us. And aside from that, you really got to go get authority somewhere else because it's just not legal under international law.
Well,
that's what the French and the British are worried about. Because what the French and the British have said is, Iraq, yeah, all in. Syria, not so sure we can do that.
Well, look, I'll let the French and the British speak for themselves, and obviously they may decide to do more. I'll leave that to them. But our determination, the determination of not just the United States, but many countries, is that we have the legal authority, the international legal authority. That's one of the reasons we've acted.
You're not just the State Department spokesperson, you're also an American.
I am.
And I wonder when you look at that map up there on the big wall and you say, all right, we're going to slow them down, but using this strategy, do we really think we can stop them? Well, I mean, do you ever go, I'm not sure about that?
We know it's going to take some time. We're not naive about that. It's going to take some time. Obviously, the airstrikes that we've already undertaken, along with our Arab partners, are going to have an impact. Our military is doing assessments of that right now, but there's going to be more. This is the beginning.
How cowardly do you think the Congress is?
How cowardly? Mm-hmm. I certainly wouldn't use that terminology.
I would. Because the Congress, I mean, it seems like if you were going to go get elected to represent the people, one of the things you would see as most important for you to have a say on is whether we war or we're at peace, whether we war. But what this Congress has decided, clearly, is that what's more important is keeping the job, not doing the job. They want to keep the job and not do it because they really could vote. They're going to have to vote eventually unless we just keep skirting the Constitution because the president gets 90 days to send them. Then he can tell the Congress, I'm going to keep them there for 90 more days, and after that, they have to vote. That's 180 days. Your office is suggesting, everyone's suggesting this is going to take years, so this Congress of ours is going to have to act. But right now they don't want to put their name on this thing. They don't want to say yay or nay to war. And I say that's cowardly. And what do you call it?
Well, look, I would say dysfunction in Washington and with the United States Congress is not new. We'd certainly welcome their support and welcome action by Congress. But we're also not going to wait when we're talking about the interests of the United States. So we'll see what they do. They're on recess now, but we feel we have the authority to act, and that's why we acted.
It's interesting. Some on the war right and the peace left don't want to vote. They all have their different reasons, but they don't want to vote. Some of them want to vote. Tim Kaine, for instance, wants to vote. Tim Kaine has said, we believe this is our responsibility. When we signed on the dotted line to represent the people, we have to vote on this sort of thing. And a lot of people agree with him. Before we get away, I want to ask you about Yemen. There's a very serious situation unfolding in Yemen now, and there's discussion of evacuating the embassy. Could you explain to our viewers what this is all about?
Well, just so viewers know, we track and watch the security of our embassy compounds, of our staff and employees around the world every single day. It's something that we have teams of people working on. Especially in places where they are high-threat posts like Yemen, that's something we watch especially closely. I don't have any new update for you. This is something that if we need to take steps to make changes with staffing, we certainly will do that, but I don't have any update at this point in time.
Evacuating embassies is serious stuff. I'm not saying it's happened. I'm not saying it's about to happen, but our Jennifer Griffin is reporting it's getting serious over there. Jen Psaki from the State Department, it's a pleasure to have you here.
My pleasure. Great to be here.
All right.
Thank you.